now that I've recorded the 3 verses of the poem, I'm going to add some music to help set some mood and tone. So first, let's get rid of this numbers document so we can see the full screen. And then I'm going to go up here to the top right and select this button here, the kind of the grid button, and that will get rid of our microphone down below. So I'm going to tap on that. All right. So now in our grid view, you can see my 3 separate recordings, one for each verse. And I want to add some music here. Now, if I wanted to do something really fancy, I can do the plus sign and I can choose some musical instruments. But that would be kind of really involved. So we kind of want to keep this as simple as possible. So we're going to add pre-made loops. These are called Apple loops. So these are just fragments of songs that have been made for us. So to find these Apple loops, we're going to go up here to the top right and see that kind of loop icon right there and press on that. And we can see 2 options. One is Apple loops and one is files. We want to make sure that we are in Apple loops for this. And from here you can see these are just, again, they're just loops. They're just song fragments. You can go in, test them. There's all kinds of different ones. But rather than browsing through everything that's available to us, let's narrow it down so we can kind of filter things by instruments, genres, or descriptors. So if I go into descriptors, for instance, I can try to find like maybe acoustic music, or even better here, like by tone. So we can look at dark music, or we can look at cheerful music. Genres, you can look at different genres too and kind of filter that way. For this demonstration though, I'm going to go into instruments, and specifically I'm going to go in and look at strings, because I know just from experience that strings can have a nice dark kind of feel to it. So feel free, browse through these different loops until you find one that you think would suit those 3 verses of the poem. I'm going to choose this one here, the Dark Shadows Gudsang, number 1. Actually, I'm going to change my mind and go with the second one here. So what I'm going to do when you find one you like is do what's called a long hold on it. So just press and hold, and just drag it in that space below the recordings that you did, the 3 verses. And then you can kind of play it and give it a listen, see how
Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered weak and weary over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore, while I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly.
So one thing I noticed just playing through is that my readings are kind of getting overpowered by that loop. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go here on the left hand side, and I'm just going to drag this out, and you can see some volume controls for each line here. So I'm going to take that loop, that instrument loop, and I'm going to turn the volume down pretty low. I just want that to be kind of just in the background. And then I'm just going to give it another listen.
Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered weak and weary over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore, while I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping, as of someone gently rapping, rap,